Hello again, live stream viewers and those here with us at Langlands Park, or Suzuki Stadium as it's now called, here in Peru for the 2015 State Championships. We're lining up for our last main event game, if you wish, in the Colts division between the Sunshine Coast Spartans and the Gold Coast Stingrays. We're just seeing the officials now taking their spot in the field for the anthem, and our teams lined up between our beautiful red helmet jersey that'll be, red helmet inflatable, which will be released in the teams. It's going to be another close matchup. We just saw the Stingrays take out 2 of the championship games so far. Can they make that 3? The only thing stepping in front of them is the Sunshine Coast Spartans, who boast a man named Jason Goff, who we're still waiting to see on playing. So we're going to let these teams come out. I'm going to jump back in the booth. The officials making their way. We've got one final game of the 2015 championships. Strap in and enjoy. Coast Stingrays, and now your reigning champions, Sunshine Coast Spartans. Key question today. Kenny Andres here once again. I'm joined now in colour by Phil Levis, former Colts Sunbowl winner in 2011, the sole winner of the 9-man undefeated season.
Perfect season, actually, Kenny. You had the undefeated. I had the perfect.
Touche. All right. We'll talk about that in a moment. But in the meantime, could I get everyone upstanding for the final time our Australian national anthem? Beautiful anthem it is, our Australian anthem for the 3rd time today. All right, now to talk football, Colts division. These 2 teams have been at it. They've split the series 1-1 this. Phil Levis, you've been out of the game for a year, but you've been checking in. What's your thoughts?
This one's all going to come down to confidence. The Spartans side are noted for their finish to the season, and last year they really came into the Sun Bowl with a lot of momentum behind them. If they can replicate that again, the Stingrays are going to have a lot of trouble. The Stingrays have to keep their heads, have to play their own game and eliminate the mistakes from their game, and we could have a really good contest here.
Last year, the big matchup was between CEO, oh God, I forgot his name, Iolupa Pay and the giant Michael Gilmore. Both of those players not here this time. Matt Noonan announced that he was a questionable starter last night lineup. Very quick player, a player that can change a game in an instant. He's lined up.
A lot worse than questionable for him not to take the field today. He may be carrying something that may affect his ability, but if he's lost a little bit in speed, he's still very, very elusive. A game they played, I think the Spartans won the game at round 8. He got into quarterback and proved very hard to bring down and very good at finding holes. We'll have to see whether he ends up in that position as well today.
Absolutely.
Good evening, captains, and welcome to the Colts Sunbowl for 2015. Here's the coin, standard H and T on it. Nice and simple. Stingrays, you're the visiting team. What's your call? Tails. Tails is the call. And tails it is. You won the toss. Yep. Which way do you want to go? I'll defer their option to the second half. Spartans will receive in the first half. Get ready, gentlemen.
And there's the coin toss there. The Gold Coast Stingrays winning the toss, electing to defer their option to the second half. The Spartans, of course, chose to take the ball, so they will be taking the offer. We're looking at the team list now. Some people want to watch for. You can't go past quarterback, an Australian junior quarterback, John Kari.
He has been very impressive this year. Everyone has to remember, this is his first year as a starting quarterback. Last year he was the backup and actually came into the Sun Devil side, was the number 2 there until the number 1 had to step down, and led the side to an impressive victory, and now. And we'll have to see whether the situation today, whether he takes a new stride or whether he gets a bit nervous. Anything could happen.
Talking about injury situations, though, John Kari did go out, and we're looking at the Spartans matchup, and I'll come back to Kari in a second. But we've already talked about Goff there, and obviously a big one. Another name to watch out, Harrison Colkin, D lineman, undersized D lineman, but he's got an American high school experience, can make plays in the backfield.
Yeah, defense is going to be a very big part of this game. Both sides have very swarming defenses, and both offenses tend to run to the outside a lot. Whoever can set their defensive edge the best has a very good chance of taking away this game.
And so the referees there, today's white hat is David Hodkinson, a former Colt player himself, in charge of his very first Sun Bowl. And thanks to Vulcan Fireworks for setting this game off on kickoff, and that's going to go back for in the playoff game against the Ravens. That was 2 weeks ago. He injured his hand, didn't get revealed how serious it was. Brother Ben Kari came in and did almost an exact same job. It'll be interesting to see who comes in and plays quarterback for this Stingray outfit.
The fact that John has suited up says to me that he will at least try and come out. If not, Ben will probably come in and step up. But it will be much better if they can have both Karis out there, because John is a fantastic running back in his own right.
Absolutely. So then, in come taking the field. He was a warrior after getting injured against the Ravens a couple of years ago. He's going to let it fly. It's over the middle. The catch is caught and tackled there for 6 yards there, but a big hit to finish the play there. The pass caught by number 51, I believe, who's not on my team list. Dylan Menti, my apologies.
Hit there was from Owen Promaquio.
Promaquio, I believe it is. Yeah.
Promaquio? Okay, sorry about that.
That's all right. I'm still working it out too. Just wait till some of these other players make a play, mate. You'll have fun with number 61.
Yes, I've had a look through the team sheet, and apologies if I get tongue-tied.
So the Spartans work well on their first play here. 3 receivers to the left, an ongoing trend we've seen with all teams today. Using this chip set out to the open side. It's going to be a give now. Graham's going to keep it. Can he beat another defender? He can, but only enough to get another yard past the original line, or past the current line of scrimmage, and they'll make it down to at least a third and manageable.
Yeah, Ben is a very big body quarterback, so that was a very smart move going low on him. I haven't seen many people go low on him throughout the season. It might be something they have to do to get such a big body and athletic quarterback to the ground.
Particularly that lower body, those legs are like tree trunks, and tackle him. He wears 57, not for the fun of it. He used to play linebacker, and it was a great linebacker at that. At this point, he's stepping into the quarterback position, and here he goes, giving it off to Sio, and I'll get the last name in a second, but he's going to drag some defenders. Can he drag him to the first down marker? I don't think he can. We'll soon see the mark. First down indeed. So the session.
Yeah, good run there. Managed to slip the first tackle and get him behind his blockers and get a good push.
My apologies there. Number 61 is actually Luke Felix for Lolo. First down. They're using this running game yet. We've only seen that first pass play. And that was a successful pass play over the middle. Snap, Graham looking to pass it just as I claimed it. A screen pass out to Sio. And he's going to wrestle his way, the man from American Samoa. That is, bear with me now, Sio Nofoa Gatotoa. He's been huge over the last couple of games, in particular for him. not new to the game. He has got experience from American Samoa, and we all know the physical competition they boast over there.
Yeah, his blocker's guilty of looking to see whether he had the ball there. Pet peeve of mine, or not.
And we all know how well run you like your screenplays, Coach Levis.
It is my favourite.
Over to the open side, Graham in the backfield, a very big backfield at that. Pass out now to the screen receiver. He's got moves, he's got more moves, and he picks up about 8 yards on that, helping that blown up play from first down and doing a great job on second down here.
Normally run with Jason Goff, which says to me that his injury might be a little bit more than even we thought if he's not out there on offense at the moment.
It's Kane Jackson, the hybrid halfback wide receiver and also reps in a cornerback. Something worth mentioning between these two teams, which could play a factor towards the back end of the game. This Stingrays roster is almost double, probably more than double the Spartan numbers go.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Stingrays go to a no-huddle or...
Third down and short. Can the Spartans convert? They've converted one on this drive so far. It looks like they will. It's the same man there. And he takes it up and converts. It's another first down. That's twice now. They've brought up the third down and managed to convert 2 third down conversions. That's got to be demoralising early in the game.
Yeah, despite the fact that the Spartans normally run a spread offense, they do tend to rely on the run to get most of the yardage down the field more than the pass. They're very good at getting to the edge, and once they do, their running backs are usually quite fast.
And once again, Goff, who's usually on this offense as a wide receiver, is standing on the sideline. So that you're going to utilise their other weapons on this side. Going back to the same play, this time they're going to go to the outlet man, and he's got a lot of room. Could he convert? It's number 51. He's going to get down, and did he get stopped short? It looks like he did, and a fantastic chase there by number 17, Jacob Farrell.
Ruled out at the 5.
That was number 51, Dylan Menti, the tight end hybrid linebacker.
Looks like he came from the other side of the field and just lost his coverage over the middle because he was wide open when he got that ball.
They use this a lot. They've been using it. I think I first
started
seeing them
Stingrays.
in 2013.
That is their first
really
of the
take
half.
Advantage of these crossing routes that went absent from the Colts football for a little while, but they're going to take a timeout here as I look to thank our sponsors. We've been mentioning them all day, and you've been looking at their work all day. That's Stampede Sports. Stampede Sports is the proud sponsor of the 2015 Colts Sunbowl, dedicated to delivering high-quality, custom and unique apparel and teamwear for your specific need. It's our passion in providing sporting clubs with the most professional on- and off-field look by offering a wide range of top-of-the-line apparel. We also strive to assist clubs in elevating their fan base with a great range of fan gear, supporters, merchandise for their team. And they're also responsible for the beautiful logos I've been constantly mentioning today, including the Gridiron Queensland ones, the Ravens ones, the Spartans one, of course the Stingrays ones mentioned in the middle of the field there. A fantastic addition to our fields here, not only just in the Sunbowl, but in the playoffs and also some of the regular season games the Ravens installing on their home games for the live stream.
Yeah, they've been quite impressive all year. I think I saw them at the Raptors as well and a couple other places. Fantastic, look as professional as possible.
Absolutely. So they're inside the red zone here. Can they score first points? They'll be the first team that not named the Stingrays to do it today. A big hit at the line of scrimmage, and that's going to knock him back, and I think he's just going to get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's all.
Might have even lost a couple of yards there.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he might have lost the yard. Jackson, we're seeing a change of personnel now. Number 71 coming in, that's Mitchell Gruger, and as well as number 45. That's Isaac Holes. Be interesting. One thing we haven't seen from today so far is the option play, especially the speed option that the Spartans use a lot. But now they've changed up their backfield, so we'll see what their red zone offense will look like today.
They looked like they were going to a single tight end and 3 running backs as well as
Timeout.
the quarterback in the backfield, single
Spartans.
receiver.
That's their
Very
first of the
unusual
half.
for them, but they do always come in with a few special plays for a Sunbowl. They're very well prepared, and they usually have a very good game plan that match well up against whatever opponent they come up
Absolutely.
against.
You and I personally both have been affected by the trickery they've done, whether it's a double reverse pass or whether it's a reverse on a kickoff. They usually whip something out at the key part of the game.
They do like to keep you on the opposition coach on his toes. I speak from lots of experience there.
So here we go. Matt Noonan, we'll see he dials up. He's using the expertise of Luke Chapman, who's been to many a Sunbowl, both at the Colts and senior level. Interesting to see Kane Jackson get as many carries as we haven't seen as much of him this season.
It's coming out with the same personnel. Let's see if they line up in the same formation as before.
So 3 backs in the backfield. They've got the 1 tight end and the 1 receiver split out right. Stingrays showing blitz, given blitz. The give is to number 45. He bounces out of a tackle, but he can't get it in there. Makes a couple of yards though. That's number 45, Isaac Holes. And that was 3rd down, and he's lost some yards actually. So the Stingrays really amping up after giving up plenty of yards around midfield.
Very good penetration there. They need to make the first up tackle though, because that could cost them if they slip off tackles early.
Have recovered. The Stingrays have not only held him out, but they've got the ball back themselves. So the Stingrays in their own red zone, they defend their goal line and they get the ball back for their offense.
That's huge for the Stingrays' confidence. Let's see if their offense can march down the field and take advantage of this opportunity.
Trying to see who forced a fumble there, but there was a lot of bodies there. Regardless, it's a fantastic play by that Stingrays defense.
I think it was a bad snap and a bobbled handoff, and it just came loose.
We've seen that particularly in the last couple of games. Tierney and Holiday Miller had trouble with their exchanges, and the trends continued on to the Colts game here. Line of scrimmages. They'll rush 3. It's a give the boom, but he had to go a lot east-west and not so much north-south. I don't know how many yards he picked up on that.
Looks like only a couple of yards, but they'll be happy that they're in positive territory.
Yeah, picked up maybe half a yard in that play. 2nd and 9 upcoming.
And just so everyone knows, John Carey is starting. We'll see whether that injury picked up last week affects his throwing or his running ability. Running around quite well. I don't think it's going to affect his legs, but we'll see how he goes. Or reverse.
It's a reverse early in the game. Nick Ray, the usual fullback, taking this. He's going to keep trucking along, and he's going to pick up some yards. Turns it back in field now, and he might have got enough. I'm pretty sure he's got enough for the first down. Well and truly, actually. Take a look at that on replay. The reverse play, well done, sold, and he beats out the trailing defender, which is number 81, Colkin, and he just uses his power here to earn the extra yards he needs.
Very well executed play. Very well drawn up and so quick that the defense couldn't even figure out what was going on until it was too late.
Colkin, who I just talked about in pre-game, he had a chance to blow that up, but the angle wasn't quite there, and Ray uses athleticism to get to the outside and convert that first down of the their first offensive first down. Kari is going to take it up the middle, and he's going to get met, but he has turned it into a couple of yards. So first down, they pick up a couple of yards via the feet of John Kari.
I think that was a design draw play straight up the middle. We've yet to see him throw. We'll see whether he's affected at all.
He's got that real sort of lanky body, and he's actually picked up more yards than I thought. He's a bit closer to 4 yards, but he's got such that lanky body. He clears about 3 yards in the first 2 steps with those long strides.
And they use that to their advantage. Because the Spartans have such a good penetration on the D-line, they use his athleticism to move the quarterback around a lot and give him more time. His drop back is very quick, and his change of direction is phenomenal.
This time he's going to use that ability to throw the ball. Now he'll run under pressure. Can he get the ball away? He's going to come back now. He sees nothing but orange, and he's going to be taken down for a sack. Number 94 is the last man there. That's Matt Smith. You see here, the pocket's there, but the coverage is good, and he has to extend the play there. In pursuit is number 73, actually. That's Jordan Holes.
Just didn't get his feet underneath him when he got to the sideline, otherwise he would have been able to throw it away, but a sack is better than an interception at this point. It's good to see him not try and force anything.
Something we noticed, though, look who's standing back at free safety. It's number 10, Jason Goff. And in a very quick quarter.
First quarters always go quick.
Down. So they're going to take a short walk to the other side of the field, and I'm going to remind us about Stampede Sports. Stampede Sports is the proud sponsor of the 2015 Colts Sunbowl, dedicated to delivering high-quality, custom and unique apparel and teamwear for your specific need. It's our passion to provide sporting clubs with the most professional on- and off-field look by offering a wide range of top-of-the-line apparel. They strive to assist you in making your club look as professional as possible, and of course, as I'll continue to push because I'm so super impressed, they'll also make your field look as professional as possible. And just looking at that Spartans logo from this awesome angle we have up here, it's bright, and that's after 3 games of football, Phil. That's managed to stand the test of time.
That's quite impressive. And the field here is top of the line. We don't get to play on fields like this every week, and I've been out on this one a couple of times, and it is something special to walk out on.
So, give up the middle. To give to number 73. He's dragging the defender and then form. But that is punting territory.
Yeah, very interesting decision coming up here, but a very good run from, I'm going to try this, Javan Nafato.
Good effort, mate. Nafo, I think it is. So, maybe some of the names you've had in your Colts history. I'm
yes. We usually come up with nicknames for the harder ones.
Well, for the sake of all the family watching, we are going to win.
Like they're going for it on 4th down.
If not, this is a very odd punting formation. So they're going to go for it now. Option, the two brothers, Kari are going to go up the right-hand side. He puts his foot down. He's taken down there, but thrown for the first down. So they convert in their own territory. They choose to go for it, and it pays off in this situation. Coach Levis.
I thought he'd made the wrong mistake there. I thought his brother was the man to go to, but he saw a little crease and managed to get enough in there that his momentum took him over, and the little throw where the first down exactly is.
Just trying to get a play down. 6:58 remaining in this half of football. The score is 0-0 still. The Spartans out of the stance early. You've got a fumble forced by the Stingrays. Managed to deny them the chance. So the Stingrays now trying to continue the trend. And I've seen this play before. Look at that trickery. They're going to throw to the man who was talking to his coach. And he's going to beat a defender. And just as I say, can they take first blood? Ben Kari with the old speak to the coach Johnny Manziel play. Convert. Talk us through that one, Coach Levis.
The Kari combo for the touchdown.
Look at that. Pay attention. You can't see it on that replay there.
It looked like, I thought, something weird's going on here, because the receiver ran in and to the backfield, and I thought for a minute there Kari wasn't supposed to be on the field, but as soon as I saw him standing there talking to the coach, it's a very creative use. Teams used to run that play quite a lot, but they changed the rule to make the substitution. You actually had to come in at least into the numbers area to be eligible, but because he went out in motion, basically.
Now look there. You can see him in the corner talking to the coach there. Everything's eligible. The Spartans failed to account for him, and hey, look, you can't take that away from him. He also breaks 2 tackles to score the touchdown. So impressive by the men. Option there, handled there by the Spartans. So that's going to take him another play. So no 2-point conversion done there. The score remains 6-0, but what a way to start the scoring in today's game. A nice trick play out of the bag of tricks for the Stingrays.
It seems that the Spartans aren't the only ones that can dial up the back pages of the playbook.
Is that some foreshadowing we had earlier?
Yes.
So fantastically executed there. The Spartans usually the doer of trick plays, now the receiver of one. Let's see how their headspace is after that. The Gold Coast sideline pumped up, and you can hear that crowd also excited from that last play.
And which is hard to do with juniors, with usually young guys who are playing multiple sports and getting to understand all the nuances and getting to the right positions is difficult. And both those players have looked very, very crisp and very well executed.
And you're right, not only are they focusing on sports, there's only 4 hours a week that at the most you'll get these kids. So to pull off these trick plays as crisp as they're doing, shout out to the coaching staff there. So a squib kick there. It's been touched though. So the Spartans will have a chance to try and end. I'm just looking at some of the notes here. I've got underlined future star, the go-to guy of this offense.
Ball was clearly touched by the return team on the return.
He
First down Spartan.
Covering that, no.
Australian outback against the New Zealand side that came out earlier in the year as a backup quarterback and impressed quite well. Especially like you said, not having a full season as a starter under his belt yet.
So And a quarterback, Ben Graham. He's going to try and launch this out to the side. It's a flat pass and it falls incomplete. Didn't quite get the zip he needed on that one. Pass intended there to number 71, Kane Jackson. 79, my apologies.
79, yeah. Yeah, I think they're missing Ben Goff out there, and wouldn't surprise me if he's put in and maybe pulled off defense at some point, depending on how his injury is and how many players thinks he can get through today.
So one thing Coach Noonan said last night on Cafe American on Bay FM 100.3 was that he's not going to risk anything long term. If it's not looking healthy, he won't push it. Graham under pressure. The Stingrays, he flicks it up there. Oh, big hit there after the quarterback managed to flick it out to a receiver there. It's hard to tell with these numbers. Ben Graham is down in the backfield there. For a second, I thought it was an ineligible lineman.
Number 79 again.
And but that pass rush there by the Stingrays there, led by number 73 for the race. Javon Nafor Gatatoa.
Yeah, he's obviously playing on both sides of the ball. He's a very impressive athlete, very big frame. And I would not like him running at me either.
I'm just looking at the D-line of this Stingray.
Timeout.
They're all very
Spartans.
They're stocky, but
that is
they're
their
not only
second.
they're big, but they're still trim and they're athletic.
Yeah, except for maybe the nose tackle, they're all very athletic and capable of moving to the sideline very quickly.
So the numbers.
Stand in good stead because the Spartans do tend to run off the edge more than the middle.
Absolutely. If you cannot contain that outside, you can have a bad day against the Spartans. Once again, Stampede Sport, proud sponsor of the 2015 Colts Sunbowl.
Yeah, I haven't heard any
Dedicated to
thunder.
delivering the highest quality of custom and unique apparel for your team. So do check
then
them
everyone's
out.
happy.
The Facebook page is facebook.com/Stampede Sports. And you'll be able to find all their gear there, as well as Vulcan Fireworks. They've got an exciting halftime show coming off here in the middle of this game. And Motor in the Ring, you had enough of that last game there for all your boating needs on and off the water. Impact Sports, the leading provider of shut equipment here in Queensland. Thanks to our Sunbowl sponsors here in our state championship today. Here at Suzuki Stadium, home of the East Tigers, and today the Sunbowl State Championships.
Ben Graham's back up. I believe they took a timeout.
He takes it. The give is the inside give, and he's taken down. Once again, the fall got the Toa, grabbing him by the waist and preventing him from going any further. It was almost like a cartoon.
Very big tackle, and now it's decision time because it's 4th and long. What are they going to do? Are they going to punt? Looks
Nothing to worry about right now. Punt the ball away. Trust your defense.
Yep. Still a lot
see
of
what
time.
happens.
Still plenty of time in this game. Get the ball, play field position, make them go the length of the field to score. Get it over the sideline because 9 aside is wide open field.
A lot of spaces. And he's going to aim for a sideline. Will he get there? That's another question. Yes, it will. It's actually a fantastic punt inside the 20. So no flags down. That's actually going to be a fantastic punt.
Very well done there.
I think you'd be happy as that as a coach if your punter delivered that.
Anything you get inside the 20 is gravy.
So the field position battle rages on and on. The Spartans managed to clear their trouble, and now the Stingrays are going to set up shop on the 17-yard line.
We'll see what can hold them here or whether the Stingrays can move it down the field and put this game a little bit further out of their reach.
5:10 remaining in this game. It'll be interesting to see if the Stingrays choose to just keep pushing it down or if they try to just extend a long drive here and just be the last people holding the football and take a shot in the last play of the game. Or the half, shall I say.
If they can get a couple of first downs, I think that's what they'll do.
Kari. He's dropping deep. This usually is a screen. A screen it is. He's found an inside guy, but there's no blockers there, but he makes the man miss himself. And that's Ben Kari tackled there by Kane Jackson, and a beautiful under the ribs tackle.
Yeah, the Spartans line overcommitted to the quarterback there, and he made them pay a little bit. They got a little unlucky that the first tackle was missed, but said Ben Kari is a very elusive athlete and can deliver a hit too for such a skinny boy.
They're being told that some fan, is a Mitchell Musukara, wants number 30 from the Stingrays on, so you've got a fan base there building for you, number 30 for the Stingrays. That's But yeah, I want to go back. That's a beautiful tackle there once again on Kane Jackson underneath the ribs there. And deep drop. Kari's going to run with it. He's found some space. A block there, well and truly legal. And he takes it, first down, the Rays. We've got a drive going here through the legs of Kari.
I'm not sure whether that one was designed like the other one because he took a couple of steps, saw the opening and good. I saw Ben only had a yard or two on him, so we've got a couple of speedsters here, and they're both very important to opposite sides.
Highlight a block there by number 32, Ben Kari, the cut block to set that space for him to take.
They said he is quite an impressive footballer in his own right. Gets a bit overshadowed because his brother plays quarterback, but very impressive and surprisingly heavy hitter.
And he delivers it a screen pass intended there, but it falls incomplete.
Yeah, I don't think these line got out whether that was just an outlet pass.
So they are looking to go these short games here. Short games, so let's say, through the air. Keeping that clock stopped when they need to. 2nd and 10 upcoming here for the Stingrays. Big offensive line there.
Looks like an empty backfield they're coming out with here.
And they just get that play off there. It's going to be Kari. Is he shaping up to pass? No, he isn't. He's going to take it up there and he's going to skip forward. In about 2 steps, he covers about 5 yards and turns this to about a 3rd and 5.
Not a bad play design here. Remember, you've got lots of clock to work with and you want to chew it up a little bit so that if you don't convert either this first down or the next one, that you leave your opponent with very little time to work with. So a play like that drags things out, has a few options available to it, is actually a very good play call at this point.
So 3rd and 5. Ball pretty much nose touching their own 40-yard line here. Tight end, 2 backs in the backfield. It's going to be a give there to Ben Kari. Look at him just driving through that defense. Now lowers his shoulder, delivers a boom. What a fantastic run from the acceleration to the cuts along the shoulder and finishing that run.
Yeah, he didn't look like he lost much acceleration much speed through the cuts positively at the end as well.
Not necessarily running his own scheme, but the way that he has that smooth running system, the way he cuts and just goes upfield, it looks like he doesn't lose any speed at all.
Yeah, when he came into the Queensland side at the training camp last year, I was very impressed with how hard he runs. I thought, when I first saw him, I thought, oh, this guy's going to be an outside runner. But no, he will run up the middle, he will lay a hit. He reminds me of a young Mickey Booth for those old guys playing around, used to play for the Cougars.
An awkward snap here, but it's corralled there by Kari. He gets the ball away, but it's well defended by the Spartans. And it's stopped for a minimal gain there. Tackle on the play is number 30 for the Spartans. That is Marcus Maxwell Jones.
Yeah, very good tackle here. Didn't let him get any more yards.
Huddle being taken here. The clock is still going. We're about 5 seconds away from the 2-minute warning. Probably won't make the snap. We're probably going to hit the 2-minute warning here.
Yeah, I think we will.
And there it is, David Hodkinson signalling the 2-minute warning.
Officials timeout. That is the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remaining in the half.
2-minute warning there, 2 minutes remaining here, and they're in a good field position we discussed. Can they just turn this drive into a big time-sucking drive and finish it off at the end?
They've only got 1 timeout left, so I'm looking at that wrong. They've got 2 timeouts left. They can still run it here. The options are all still open.
That's exactly what they do. The give now is to number 11 following his blocks. That's Connor Napier on the play
Maybe
there.
a yard and a half.
Relation to Dylan Napier, I believe. He's just started in the men's Sunbowl there. Used to also play in this Colts team.
Almost bobbled the handoff there, but managed to get it back and get behind his blockers and fall forward for just a yard and a half, maybe 2.
So 3rd and screens will suggest 3rd and 8, maybe 3rd and 9 upcoming. It's probably 2-down territory for them, so they can afford to go short if they need to. They go short of the first down mark. Nick Ray taking the carry, makes a man miss. He's got that low center of gravity. Can he convert? Can he lower the shoulder? He's got over the pylon, waiting on the signal. He's just out.
Or we might have to see a replay on that one because I think he.
Well, they do have the ability to review this, but I don't think they're going to find an angle.
That's their second.
Very good work to break out of the first tackle and a good stiff arm on the second.
Timeout being taken here by the Stingrays. They're going to take some time to to think about this next play as we take time to remind you of Stampede Sports, proud sponsor of the 2015 Colts Sunbowl, dedicated to delivering high quality, custom and unique apparel and teamwear for your specific need. It is our passion to provide sporting clubs with the most professional on and off field look by offering a wide range of top of the line apparel. We also strive to assist clubs in elevating their fan base with a great range of fan gear and their supporters merchandising for their team. Stampede Sports are now also providing sporting clubs with further opportunities to amplify their home field advantage with custom on-field logos and artwork. Whether it be your team's logo or a specialty logo, potentially as sponsors, we are your one-stop shop for any and on all on-field logos. Stampede's
Short, but it is going to be a touchdown. I think they're ruling him 3 yards short, so he must have stepped out before he made that lunge for the goal line.
Kari. I was looking at the fullback, and some fantastic footage there. He's going to get it closer, but they're still about a yard, maybe a half short. Closer to 2 yards, actually, the official ruling.
Then running. No,
It's their third and final.
yeah, sorry, I was going to.
Timeout. On that, make a stop here. I mean, generally it favours the offense when you are in this sort of situation, but as they say a lot, Ben Farad, who was colour commentating earlier, chipping in. I'll get him in a second. As you get
They've lost less field space, so it does make it harder to get, especially pass plays off.
And we saw that earlier with the Spartans getting inside the 5 yard line and then getting knocked back. So it can be done, but it definitely helps when you've got the sort of bigger power side that the Stingrays do in these goal line situations.
Yeah, because they have a variety of backs, they can afford to do a lot more things than perhaps the Spartans.
Looking to make a stop here. He's not the man. He's not on the field. I thought it'd be on there. It would be number 65. Nafoa Gototoa.
I thought number 73 maybe as well.
And Colkin's going to get in. Pressure. And the catch is made there by Napier. So that's two Napiers in two different divisions with the same club catching touchdown passes here.
I think he came from the tight end spot, and the Spartans just sold out on the run, thinking 1 yard to go, they're probably going to run it, and no one bothered to cover the tight end. Very nice little arrow route for the touchdown.
Ooh, throw the kitchen to prevent it to be open as we're starting to see some rainfall. And 2-point conversion, the more commonly gone to point after selection for most Colts teams. Kari uses his elusiveness, stands in the pocket and delivers a pass, but it falls off the hands of Nick Ray. So the score will remain 12-0. The Spartans have managed to deny both 2-point conversions. Impressive pocket presence. Not many rookies would stand and just try to get into a position to throw this ball, and he tries to thread the needle and he gets it to his receiver. It just hits him in the face mask.
He possibly could have waited and waited till another receiver came open, but he saw his opportunity and tried to take it. It's only the 2-point. It's not the end of the world if you don't convert those ones.
So 44 seconds remaining here. Rays have one timeout remaining. Not that they matter. The Spartans will be looking to try and use these 44 seconds. They've got no timeouts remaining to wreak some havoc on the edges.
This might be some time for some trickery as well. They may run a reverse on this, but the Stingrays generally tend to do squib kicks and short kicks on their kickoffs, so it's much harder to get anything tricky going off the back of those.
Different to last year, though, where literally it came to a point where every kickoff was an onside kick.
I think the...
And it's a bob blocking. And a big hit there on special teams by the Stingrays. Number 13, is it? Trying to find the official number on that, but that was a big hit on special teams.
I think it was 73 again.
73. He's been busy in the fall. Got the door.
You were saying with the Stingrays last year going for onside kicks, that's my...
About the Intrust Super Cup Rugby League. So, Ben Graham, what can he do? He's got an arm. We saw him deliver a beautiful 35-yard, almost 40-yard pass to Jason Goff against the Ravens a couple of weeks back. He's going to need that arm again here as he winds up, lets it fly. It's on a rope. Oh, and it's intended to an assortment of receivers there, all three running in the general same area, but it falls incomplete.
Yeah, I'd be a little bit worried about that if I was the Stingrays, because three guys got past, or at least two guys got past their coverage. There was only one person back there. If any one of those Spartans had have caught it, I think that was going for 6.
Quite possibly. who was under that ball. Number 10, Jason Goff. Looks like he will be.
But
The point is, he is looking healthy though. I mean, we haven't had to see him change direction all that much, but he's looking fast still.
he is a very determined player as well. He would have been tapping the coach on the shoulder.
And there he is, the man we were speaking about. He picks up his first reception of the day. Unfortunately, it's not for a big gain, and they've got no timeout. So will they try to spike this? I don't think so. And
And he does look hurt as well.
yeah, there is the hidden injury. So we'll see if he can make it back. Can they get a spike off here or another play? 8, 7, 6. And the ball is gone. Ben Graham's going to roll out to the pass. Flags have been thrown. Lets it fly. He gets Kane. Can he turn it upfield? He's got defenders there. The time expired on that play there, but flags were thrown close to the line of scrimmage. It was a nicely designed play. The pass protection was actually quite nice. And he delivers the ball to the man of the run. I'm kind of working out what this penalty is. We'll soon hear from David Hawkinson. We're hearing whispers and throwing beyond the line of scrimmage.
No, flags on both sides of the field. I'm going to say offside. Coming over to talk to the Spartans, that's a very big sign that it is offside, and we'll see the strange situation where they'll accept the penalty and take the yards off to get another play.
Offside. Defence. The penalty is accepted. Yardage results in a first down.
So you're on the money that time there. My collar commentators have all been lucky. They should all be buying lottery tickets this week. Picking the penalties here. Offside on the defense, so the Spartans will have one last play to try and add some points on the board here. Will it be a long heave to the end zone?
Yeah, bit of a no-brainer on that one. If they had have declined the penalty, the half would have been over. So unfortunately, 79 gets a few yards wiped off his stat sheet, but they get another shot at a long pass. Or something very, very tricky.
Oh, tricky, here it comes. Look at this funky formation. 4 receivers to the right, all lined up, zigzag formation. They've got enough on the line of scrimmage. It is legal. Graham takes a snap. They're going vertical. Graham's going to run himself. So that was pretty, but it lines up for a short gain. Or fair. You would have thought that if you're going to...
Yeah, I don't think he had enough time, though. I think Javan there got to him a little bit too quick. He's very athletic off the edge and didn't have time to let his receivers get downfield.
Seeing him footage there, Graham looks like he's limping after that carry, getting assisted off by his teammates. So we'll have to get an update on that at halftime. But that is halftime. But champion Sunshine Coast Spartans. The score is 12-0 off here. And we're hearing from Pete Farrell, my early call comes out. The rain is very heavy in Ipswich, moving our direction, so we'll see how we go. Anywho, we're going to take a break for the halftime break. My name is Kenny Andres here, and I'm joined in colour with Phil Levis here, the former Colts coach, and Spartans 12-0.
Every time I close my eyes, come my darling, don't think twice. It's our game. Can you hear me? Take your feet, put them on the floor. Can you hear me? On the street, that's I'm looking for. Every time I close my eyes, come my darling, don't. Can you hear me? Take your feet, put them on the floor. Can you hear me? On the street, that's I'm looking for. Check your feet, put them on the floor. Can you hear me on the street? That's I'm looking for. Come follow me, baby.
back here. Halftime is very close to being over, and we're seeing both teams coming on from their little warm-ups now. So to remind you, the score is currently 12-0. The Gold Coast Stingrays currently hold the 2-touchdown lead over the Sunshine Coast Spartans in this sort of coast-to-coast matchup. Mate, second half, what are your expectations? Spartans to fire up and tighten this game up?
They must come out and be I think the next to score. If they let the Stingrays get out to a 3-touchdown lead, they'll just try and take the game away from them and control the ball. So the Spartans need to stop here early and need to get the ball back and score themselves.
Now, it's not heavy rain, but there is certainly some drizzle coming down as we see a onside kick, but well recovered by the Stingrays. Shades of the New Orleans Saints there, trying the onside kick in the first kickoff of the second half, but well alert by the Stingrays.
Well, they did need the ball, so we'll see how they go at stopping the Stingrays here.
First and 10 here now. Good field position for the Gold Coast Stingrays. Once again, to a tackle, and probably not the dazzling results they wanted, but still a positive game.
Both receivers came around the outside. Looked a little strange there, the inside receiver getting the handoff and the outside receiver being left.
That would be funky, though, if they turn that into a reverse option.
I have seen that run before, and it is, very funky and a lot of fun.
So now an even 2-by-2 formation here. Near side receiver is number 14 for the Stingrays. Drop back, Kari one's up straight off the drop, and it falls incomplete.
I was thinking about what move he had to make before he had it tucked away there.
I think so too. I think it was number 14. Intended receiver on there, that's Liam Korst.
Running the play in with the wide receiver at this point instead of calling it straight from the sideline. Well, I said they don't need to hurry up. They can run the play clock down as low as they want.
The good news nowadays with the sort of change in this quarter system there, so if you want to keep that clock running, you need to run that football, and that's what they do here via in the first tackle. Arm tackles one. He moves the chains. Something he's been doing a lot of in this game so far.
Yeah, very strong in the upper body and then
almost losing it.
Yeah. But putting his name in contention for the MVP if they take away this game. He's been very reliable and very good at converting the first downs for them.
So, first and 10 here. Rolls out to his left. He's going to use his wheels now too before falling over inside the 10-yard line.
Oh, just off the far sideline. So very good wheels, very fast, managed to get to the outside, and was all the Spartans could do to keep him out of the end zone at that point.
Kari in the backfield. Both Kari's brother Kari, so Kari squared in the backfield.
The Kari combo.
And the Kari will be taking downied in the backfield. The big sack there by number 94. You just see it was an awkward snap to take down. He doesn't get the time he needs, and Colkin comes in and makes the play.
Yeah, bad snap. Nothing you could do about that one. Did well just to hold on to it, keep possession, see if they can get some yardage back in the next play.
So second down and a fair chunk of yardage to go now. We've got double sticks. The touchdown earlier. Pass play. He's under pressure. He uses his mobility to escape. He's a back pass and gets about 10 yards on that carry.
Just settled, made the first guy miss, beat the second guy with speed, and then was off to the races once again. If he had got a good block from his receiver, it may have even been more. But he's managed to turn a second and 20 into a third and about 6 or 7.
And going upfield now is Kari. Kari wants more of that elusive ability. Getting into the end zone. Touchdown!
They just
John Kari danced his way through the defenders and stumbled his way into the end zone.
They just couldn't seem to bring him down there on that one. Found a hole in the defensive line, made one guy miss. Last minute ankle tap didn't work and he managed to get in for the touchdown.
Just so nimble, he can change direction very quickly and very easily. Look at that fluid sort of transition through his cuts and then just weaves his way through the defenders.
The Stingrays line is doing a deceptively good job. The Spartans are getting through, but they're containing the guys and making a hole for him to step up into every time. So he can either let it go or take off himself, and it's hurting the Spartans at this point.
So in the 2-point conversion, that's going to be unsuccessful. And score remains 18-0. They're unable to convert any of these touchdowns so far.
No, not so far. I don't know if it's not a big worry for him at this stage, being 3 touchdowns up though. They did go with a bit more unconventional set that time, with double tight end set we haven't seen from them yet. That may have indicated either a run or maybe even a play action pass. They may throw the playbook at the Spartans at this point, and the Spartans will throw it right back, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Set this game off again. You go back for a touchback, that it will. So the Spartans will start their possession on the 20-yard line, and as we explained in some of the other ones, particularly the women's matchup where the kickoffs like in the Colts aren't always very long, the touchback is one of the best things you can get, having the team starting at the 20.
Yeah, it's not a bad result for either side. The Spartans don't take any risk with anything bad happening, but the Stingrays get to bottle them up in their, definitely in their own half. Now we'll see what the Spartans can do on offense. Ben Goff is out there and lined up on the outside. We'll see if he can burn someone deep for a touchdown.
The near side receiver there, Jason Goff. It's going to be a pass play. It's going long. It's got too many wheat beaks behind it though, and it falls incomplete. Look, impressive arm strength.
Yeah, very impressive.
Not quite what they needed there. A little more touch was needed to complete that pass. He hasn't quite got a 4-2 receiver running out there underneath the ball.
That was a 40-plus yard pass, which is quite impressive.
What was more impressive is how little elevation was behind it. You know,
Yeah,
it was on a string.
Was very flat. That's quite impressive. Now, if you can just get a receiver to run underneath one, we'll have a game.
Okay, is that marked interpretation or?
And another pass there. It's going to complete it to Goff. Can he turn this into magic? I've seen him do it before. It won't be on this play there. Tackled there by the Stingrays. But a positive gain, but really not all that much in the grand scheme of things.
Good work there from the Stingrays to limit his options, corral no one overcommitted, and major damage. The Stingrays are also getting quite good pressure. That's going to be a problem for the Spartans because they need big chunks of yardage, and that generally means you need the quarterback to have a lot of time.
On the Spartans, particularly Ben Goff there, they don't necessarily need guys who've got great open field ability. Throw there and pass. He was thinking, I think he heard footsteps or saw some blue there. The pass was beautifully delivered.
Unfortunately, we've got a flag on the play. I think 25 is going to get done for a late hit here as well after the
Officials timeout.
after the
Medical.
pass was dropped.
Spartan player down in the backfield, trying to work out who it is.
Looks like a lineman.
See if he rolls over a bit more. It's a single-digit number, I think.
No, I think it's a 60-something. He's just a big boy.
Very well could be number 60, Jake Graham.
Thanks, Mark. Didn't know you all the way down there.
Looks like a lower leg.
Just paying attention there. See, I think it's a number 61, no? So it's not 61.
Yeah, it's the centre, number 60.
Centre, number 60. So I was right, yeah, Jake Graham going down. He gets tangled up there with the combat with the defensive tackle.
Yeah, unfortunately got rolled up, is what we call it, when someone's behind him as you get knocked over. Nothing you could really do about that. It's unfortunate, and we'd hate to see it happen.
Thank you.
We'll just leave you some pictures as we try to get some information, further information on the injury.
I think they're going to try and get him to his feet, which is a very ambulance in attendance.
After the play was over, personal 5, first down.
So, ill discipline there. Taking away, 15 yards and an automatic first. So the Spartans will have an opportunity. However, a key injuries to your centers can cause some serious problems in a big game like this. So the snap exchange can get messy. The line calls can get a little mixed up. We'll see how they recover from this and how well trained their backup center is.
Yeah, it can cause dramas, but if they've got a centre who's done this before or has done a lot of training, they might be all right. Also, the penalty and the injury might help them to lift and give them a bit of fire. We'll see whether they can turn that into points.
And Graham takes it. He's going to get pressured and sacked. The pocket collapses. A flag was thrown in the back there. There could possibly be some face mask action or even helmet to helmet. Let's just check this out, Coach. See what happens here. I can't seem to see what makes up there. It could even be a holding, perhaps, but...
No, I think contact... Just the timing of the penalty and where it was thrown, I think he's going to get done for hitting the quarterback in the head.
Could also be a illegal hands to the face. We'll soon see. So Hodgkinson about to give the call.
Personal foul, legal hands to the face, defense number 78. The 15-yard penalty from the spot, automatic first down.
So there it is, legal hands to the face. For once, I get
legal hands to the face, 78.
Tonight. So that's the back penalty. There's 30 yards of penalties now. They're pretty much welcoming the Spartan offense into their home now.
I'd like to see the Spartans throw it short here. The Stingrays are playing very deep on their coverage men, especially on this side against Mr. Goff.
And he's going to get flushed out of the pocket. He's going to have to run himself, and he's going to get offensive thrown for the Stingrays. Really starting to get the wheels turning now.
Yeah, they're getting pressure on him and building momentum with every play. And
we'll see how they go. They've got the receivers out front, where they constantly send at least 3, sometimes 4, is just getting in the backfield and causing dramas for this Spartan offense. Fortunately, drop it, and thought for a second it might have been a fumble. They've called it an incomplete pass intended there for number 16 for the Spartans. That is Caleb Spinks.
yeah, I think they've got to go like that. Short passes, they're not going to get the time to wait for anything to develop deep. So they've got to go short and use their receivers' elusiveness to help them get big plays. They need something here to get it possibly to under 10 yards for the 4th down, because I think they're in 2-down territory at this point.
I agree. Even in the time where they've had the time there, they just haven't been able to connect. The timing just isn't there tonight, and it's only going to get harder as this rain continues to come down here in Cooperoo. Graham, dummies as they'd call it, hurdles the defender, keeps trucking forward. He's very short. He might have got the first down there. He could be close. I think he's actually going to be a couple of yards short from the angle we are in.
Yeah, a few yards short, but a very good run. It's a big man, very hard to bring down. One guy did go low, but managed to see that coming and hurdle him impressively. impressive athleticism for a man his size.
We saw a couple plays against the Ravens. He made a while back where he was able to take down for long-range touchdowns. They might need that out of him today. Ditches it off to CO there. CO breaks a couple tackles, keeps moving forward, and he's got himself a first down on that 4th down situation.
Yeah, a bit of ill discipline there from the Stingrays. Number 5 went in for the big hit and didn't wrap up. I think if he had either stopped him or managed to hang on to him, he might have had the turnover there and been able to put this to bed maybe.
The 4 girls from American Samoa. Knows the game well, and he plays usually in the interior of the line there. I haven't seen him playing there all that much today, though. Used more as a running back. Trips out to the left. The snap is a direct snap to the said man, but the flag is going to be down. Let's see what it's about.
False start. Offense, number 51. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
And that's a false start there by the Spartans. They can't afford to be giving themselves penalties right now. You never really can, but when you're trailing by 3 touchdowns, it's really an inopportune time to do it.
Yeah, especially penalties like that are all mental. It's bad enough if you do something trying to protect the quarterback, but if you just jump offside because you're not paying attention, that's the sort of thing that really gets up a coach's nose.
A coach killer, as they would call it in many sports.
Yes.
3 by 1, the one being the tight end there. Graham's going to look for his tight end there. He beats a man. Can he get to the end zone? He's at the 10-yard line. Stiff arm, and he's down inside the 10. Dylan Menti on the reception there.
Yeah, good little play. Just slipped out from the tight end spot and found some open space. Like I said, the Stingrays are playing quite deep in their DBs. And they sent the man around the outside, and he was just able to slip under him and make the catch, and big run after catch.
I feel this is designed by the Stingrays. They're daring him to throw underneath. They're letting him throw as many plays. They know they've got to chase a 3-possession game here. They said if you're going to do it, you're certainly not going to do it in a big play fashion. So
yeah, the philosophy is get to the quarterback, let him have.
And he's going to deliver the pass, and it's batted down to the line of scrimmage. Flags thrown. Go after the play. We'll see what that results in after a little tea party here by the referees.
Holding. Offense, number 71. 10-yard penalty, replay, first down.
Holding penalty there, and once again, we talked about these penalties. Really doesn't do yourself any favours when you're chasing down an 18-point lead.
Yeah, they would have been feeling good about themselves going for a 1st and goal, but now it's 1st and goal. Much different prospect than 1st and goal from the 5.
Absolutely.
Four receivers, empty backfield.
Going back to that formation that they did in the last play for the half. Now they're going to throw short. The pass is incomplete. Ball a bit slippery now with this rain coming down, passing to Nef and Nofo Gatatoa.
Yeah, not a badly designed play if it had to come off. He had blockers out in front of him, and he is a very hard man to bring down. I wouldn't be surprised if they go back to the well on that one again at some point if they get more of an opportunity.
Nice shot there, the line of scrimmage. Deep drop here, screen set up. It's intercepted by one of the D linemen. Play there, and look at that team get behind him, and the crowd also follow through. We'll see that on replay there.
Number 93, Miles Rasmussen, I believe.
Picking it off there, and that's what you need to do there. If it sends a screen and you've already committed, get your hands up, and you might see the ball pop into your hand and an interception come by your name.
He'll take that one to his grave. Not many D linemen get interceptions. Be a very happy man tonight.
Either take it to his grave or kick himself for not returning it for a touchdown. So one of the two.
I think he had a long way to go. I don't think even he would have thought he would have opportunity, but that may change later on in the evening.
Kari cleans it up though. They did get a chunk of yardage now taken out of this drive, but fortunately they've kept onto the ball there, and that's the important thing as this third quarter looks like it comes to a close in the next couple seconds.
That is one of the problematic things with going to a shotgun. It does get your quarterback away from the line so that he doesn't get stepped on as much, but the exchanges can be a little bit more dicey, especially if the center gets a bit excited and hits it back there a bit too quick.
And a give there to keep it a Kari now. And the fall got to Doa is going to wrestle him down to the ground there. So that's two big plays on the Spartans back to back. This might be what they need here, especially if they can keep pushing them back here. And that's the end of the third quarter now. Finishing off with momentum in the back end of that third quarter.
Yeah, the Spartans are starting to send more players as well, and well, they've got nothing to lose at this point. They might as well gamble and try and get in the backfield and make something big happen. It's looking like 3rd and a mile at this stage.
Stampede their way down to the other side of the field. I'll use that segue to say Stampede Sports is the proud sponsor of the 2015 Colts Sunbowl, dedicated to delivering high-quality, custom and unique apparel and teamwear for your specific need. It is our passion to provide sporting clubs with the most professional on- and off-field look by offering a wide range of top-of-the-line apparel. We also strive to assist clubs in elevating their fan base with a great range of fan gear and supporters and merchandise for their team. Stampede Sports are now providing sporting clubs further opportunities to amplify their home field advantage with custom on-field logos and artwork. Whether it be your team's logo or a specialty logo, we are your one-stop shop for all and any on-field logos. Stampede Sports. Also want to give a shout out to all the volunteers today. A big event like this doesn't come easy, and it takes the kindness and the keenness and the hard work of all these volunteers who've done a fantastic job today. So a shout out to all of them. Ben Kari and the Jet Sweep play whistle dead.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, number 14. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
So a false start there.
Puts them in an even deeper yardage situation. They need to get to almost the 40, and they're inside their own 10.
Looks like they're going to run the same play. Kari's going to take it. Will he wind up for a pass? Yes, he will. That will fall incomplete. So the ability of having two guys that can play quarterback and capable to play running back as well, is you can get those sort of gadget plays going.
Yeah, it was quite well on the line, pulls out and gets in front of him and gives him lots of time to make a decision. He just wasn't able to get it in the right spot. I think we're going to see a punt here, and the Stingrays will rely on their defense to try and stifle the rest of this game.
7:55 remaining in this game. If they wanted a kick return, would have been then. And they're actually lost to the field position, landing at about the 30-yard line. But they did have some numbers issue. Goff was there, back there deep to return, and then all of a sudden he felt there were too many on there, so he came off, but it turns out they had enough. So someone else jumps on, and they had a few people. Fortunately, didn't result in a penalty, and also they have a short punt there, but could have been problematic.
Yeah, they got a bit lucky there that they weren't stuck with no one at the back. If the Stingrays had seen that and been able to get a good deep punt away, they could have really pinned them in the half. But luckily, they've got the ball at the 30 going in, and we'll see what they can do with it from here.
Absolutely. First down here for the Spartans. 30 yards away from pay dirt. Graham and his troops desperately trying to get on the scoreboard here. 3 quarters they've been held without a score. An awkward bowling style snap. He gives it off from there, and it just doesn't work out, and the Stingrays take advantage.
Yeah, that might be if that was very low and very far. The running back was able to. They still lost yardage, but it wasn't as
Officials
bad as it
timeout.
could have been.
Medical.
And the Spartans down around the logo there. We're trying to figure out who it is. what happened throughout that inter. And it looks like we move away from it there, so we can't quite figure out what happens. So yeah, that one's going to go MIA as far as our footage goes, and we'll have to figure that out. Still can't make out who the player is.
I don't think it was a lineman because most of the linemen moved off to the left. Number 60, the centre, is back out there actually, so that wasn't the backup centre that made that snap. I think it might be 16. The receiver on the near side went across the field, and we can't see what happened to him, but he's ended up near the Spartans logo.
Very could be Caleb Spinks. It is in fact Caleb Spinks, but he is able to walk it off, so that's a good sign so far. So best wishes. You see the near side wide receiver there. I don't think we catch him there. We don't see if he runs towards that. So trying to extend the replay here to see what happens, but and then oh, I see. So it's happened across there, and he's walked his way to things. So I'm not sure what happened there. It looks like he was grabbing his hamstring, but
I think a lower back actually.
Lower back hamstring, some sort of lower body injury. Menti in motion, and once again for another sack.
He's taking the ball, and his linemen are standing right.
So 6:54, now 3 timers clicking here in this fourth quarter.
Third and about 18. They need a couple of big plays here
Back
to keep
to back
themselves
to
in
back
the
big plays, absolutely.
keep themselves at least in touch here.
Snaps Graham low, he picks it up there, delivers the pass, almost intercepted there. Pass intended for number 79, but almost picked off by number 17 for the Stingrays. That's Jacob Farrell. 79 was the intended receiver. The angle is perfect. He jumps the route, but the hands let him down.
Very good read, but yeah, I think he might have been dialing his way through his touchdown celebration list before he actually got his hands on it.
And so it's 14 of the Spartans. I don't think they have any intentions of punting this football, but they will need a big play.
No, they really can't punt at this stage of the game. They need a touchdown right here.
So over their head, they're going to have to go for it. It's not going to be by design. Ben Graham's going to have to try and do what he can. And that's not enough. He gets past the first stick, but not the second. So that's going to be a turnover on downs. And the Stingrays will have a chance to
Officials
really
timeout.
chunk the clock out here.
Medical.
If they score,
Result of the play is a turnover on downs.
Ladies,
First down, Gold Coast.
Lining up the old vocal pipes. Another Spartan down now is going to take an injury timeout. This one, I think, number 51, Dylan Menti, I think.
Yeah. Lock on that play, and he might lower leg again, I believe.
And yeah, it's a sniper or a mystery shoelace taking him out there. And that's an unfortunate injury, unforced injury there. It's the nature of the game sometimes.
Just dropping back to try and protect his QB and got himself twisted up and ended up falling to the ground in an awkward position.
So the Stingrays now taking over possession. I'd like to remind everyone, well, not remind so much as tell everyone, the canteen is now doing their food at half price. That's right, half price. If you're still nibblish, food is currently going for half price, so go check it out. Kari Low, awkward snap, tunnel ball, and Ray's going to clean it up back there. It's been going on a lot. The rain looks like it's pulled off, but I'm sure it's still pretty moist and wet down there.
Yeah, once those balls get wet, they're very difficult. The snaps have been coming out low for both sides. Yeah, I think the centre in that situation is thinking about too much about who he's got to block and not about getting the ball to the quarterback.
Spartans looking to cause some pressure here, and another reverse play, and that's unfortunately going to be whistled dead. There's been a couple of these so far, whether it be false starts or just people misaligned.
That was a very pretty looking play though. Sort of a fake toss sweep to an end around.
False start. Offense, number 83, still second down.
Spartans have actually been lucky. Some of these false starts have really prevented some of these plays developing, and I think had even just two or three more of these plays developed, it could be a more expansive scoreline.
Yeah, we could have been locked this game away a long time ago if it wasn't for a couple of tiny little errors from the Stingrays, but we'll see if they can put it away here as well.
And Kari fumbles a snap, and he's going to take him down by a sack. The Spartans still showing life as well. A little bit of extracurricular activity there after the sack, but referees have got it covered. And 5:30 remaining. These Spartan D-line and linebackers don't want to give up. They send 4 there, and the bubble snap certainly helps, but the pressure being applied by both D-lines and both fronts really of these two teams.
The problem with this is that it's eating time off the clock. The Spartans have got to get 3 scores, and I don't know if they'll have enough time left. So the Stingrays are going to run this one all the way down. They may even take a timeout here just before the play clock gets down, or even eat a 5-yard penalty. No, they managed to get off.
And Kari gets rid of it. It's a pick 6. That would be a great way if you're going to return that. It was a great first score. The Spartans need on and pretty much would like to score in the next 2 plays.
Yeah, I don't think he needed to throw it there. He could have just taken the sack and gone 4th down and punted away. Luckily, his brother John there saved his bacon. Otherwise, that would have been quite embarrassing.
Spartans now the end zone of this blue fortress the Stingrays have created in front of their goal line. And a timeout's going to be taken by the Stingrays.
Timeout, Stingrays. That is their first of the half.
4:47 remaining here, so timeout being taken so the Stingrays can get their team sorted. Somebody else who might get it sorted is some team apparel with Stampede Sports, the proud sponsor of the 2015 Colts Sunbowl. Dedicated to delivering high quality, custom and unique apparel and teamwear for your specific need. They're also responsible for the beautiful field logos here, so if you've got any sort of situation that may require that, they can certainly help you out there. Reach out to them via Facebook on facebook.com/Stampede Sports. Big thanks to Ben Goff and the friends down at Stampede Sports. And can he get him, Ben Graham? He's got one more man to beat. No shutout. The Spartans have gotten in. They now cut this down to a 2-possession game. Still a very tall order, but that's the first step. Levis.
We definitely have a game on now. See if they can get this 2-point conversion. And I would not be surprised we probably see a short kickoff following that.
The only thing, well, I may be preempting here, but if they do manage to score another one and they can get a 2 converted touchdown,
A very interesting way to end a game, considering the history of this club, getting beaten by a field goal once a long time ago.
And 2-point conversion unsuccessful, broken up there by number 40. That's number 40 for the Stingrays. It's hidden into my notes. That's Caleb Bergquist. So I think there's no surprises here. They're going to go probably for the onside kick. They have got 3 timeouts, so the option to kick it deep and try to force it there is certainly there as well, but
No,
we'll soon see.
I think they'll go short. They need the ball, and the more opportunities they get with it, the better off they'll be. And the prize if they do another one here. The Stingrays, they need to be awake to it. They've only got 3 men on the front line.
So not tipping off about what they're doing here. They've got only 3 lined up at the front line for the Stingrays. They're going for the onside kick, and it is well and truly well recovered. The Stingrays are 2 from 2 for recovering onside kicks. And now the Spartans with 3 timeouts in their hand here.
Yeah, they really wanted more to dribble it in and have a fast man get to the ball as it crosses the 10 yards and jump on it. But kicking it straight to the man, that's not really what you want. But we'll see whether they can force the Stingrays back. The Stingrays haven't looked good on offense the last couple of drives. We'll see whether they can force them back and maybe get another pick.
I believe it'll be in the hands of the 2 Kari brothers there. However, Nick Ray is in the backfield at the moment. Will likely get trusted with this carry to try.
On the slot.
Kari takes it, uses those moves once more, and wisely slides down to the ground, protecting himself and the football, as well as this lead. 2nd down upcoming.
Yeah, they're gonna run the clock down as much as they can. They'll keep the ball on the ground here as much as possible and eat away at any opportunity.
Spartans opting not to use the timeout then.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit early to burn their timeouts. They'll probably wait until after the 2-minute warning, now they've only got 2 left. Although time saved is time saved, so...
Two in the backfield this time. Ray, the fullback. I think that is Ben Kari there. The give is to the fullback, Ray. Look at him truck defenders. He's been a reliable carrier today. And he goes up and gets the 1st down.
Yeah, great awareness to know where he needed to get to.
Just look at there, the inside give on there. The lead block there from Kari. A big block there by actually. Yep. And his 1st down.
Very capable of laying a hit. Very good feet for a
snap. Pot out to Ben Kari. Turns the accelerators on, turns back off field and gets tackled after an 8-yard gain. Once again, them just churning away the yards there.
Yeah, Spartans trying to take away the outside, but Kari just too elusive. Managed to cut up inside, make a couple miss, and get the yardage. A 2nd and 5, which is really what the Stingrays want. They want to just keep rolling downfield and burning the clock.
.245 now in this 4th quarter. Deep back is screenplay here for the Ben Kari. Keeps trucking for yards.
I think he may have got the 1st down there. Yeah, I believe he has. Good little play call. They said that they know the Stingrays were probably going to defenders in, and the Stingrays took advantage of their over-aggressiveness there.
And it's, given the situation, it's a very smart if that falls incomplete, but the execution's there, and they rewarded with another 1st down.
I think the field position also favoured that call there. They're deep in the opponent's half, so an incomplete pass isn't the worst thing in the world.
Spread formation here. And give us to Napier. Napier can't find the room. He slips through some tackles by standing still and picks up a couple of yards.
Yeah, the Spartans there managed to get players to the ball, but not tackling low enough.
Officials timeout. There's the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remaining in the game.
You were saying, Levis?
Yeah, just not able to bring the back down with the 1st hit. Went a little bit high. And he's able to keep his feet and keep running. Yeah. Spread formation, empty backfield here, which is quite surprising.
And John
fake
Kari
underneath.
Kari is going to roll out of it. Keep it going. Get around for a touchdown. John Kari Kari. He might have well have sung this game, and we could be looking down for the first time in history a 3-team sweep of the state championship series, thanks to the legs of number 2, John Kari Kari.
Yeah, very unusual formation there, running an empty backfield when you're trying to run down the clock, but ran a fake underneath reverse and managed to fool the defense, get to the edge, and
Look at that blocking there.
Very good blocking.
Smart to keep his hands in front of the frame and just does what he needs to, and springs his quarterback for a touchdown.
Yeah, might have looked like he got him in the back, but he got him in the front first, so that's what counts. Going with the empty backfield again.
2-point conversion. And complete. Almost drops it, but number 89 for the Spartans, that is Zon Burke. He is rewarded with a 2-point conversion. He gets himself on the score sheet here in this 2015 Colts Sunbowl.
I think if you look at that, it was an option screen. He had a couple of players setting up for like a little bubble screen out to the side with wide receivers, but he liked the one-on-one matchup he had on the near side isolated. Knew he wasn't going to get any safety help, and just hit him on the slant for the touchdown, for the 2-point conversion.
So here the Spartans are pretty much fighting for pride here. It would take the ability to stop time to pull a miracle here, but the Spartans, a very proud club, a very proud Colts team, will want to try and finish this off with a score.
One thing we are going to find out here is whether the Stingrays can kick it deep. And no, a short kickoff again. Well recovered by Ben Graham, though. We've got the ball at halfway.
Some may believe that is an onside kick. Maybe that is just them just trying to prevent a return there. They'll just happily give up the 30 yards and just try to play defense from here on in.
Yeah, I don't know whether they realise that Ben Goff is on the sideline getting his ankle strapped in ice. They may not have realised he was back there. It's not a bad play if you've got a team, if you're playing against a team with a good returner, to kick it short to the second line or the front line and just let them have the yardage. There's so much open space.
So the spot is lined up quite deep here. It looks like an extra yard or two deeper than they usually do, and it's going to be an inside give. And they're taken down there. A nice little run there to pick up some yards for the Spartans. 1:35, clock ticking.
They're just trying to get into position to get a big play and get some pride back in there, so I don't think they can win it from here.
Timeout.
From the Spartans.
That is their first. Second.
And for possibly the final time today, Stampede Sports, proud sponsor of the 2015 Colts Sunbowl, dedicated to delivering high-quality, custom and unique apparel and teamwear for your specific need. It is our passion to provide sporting clubs with the most professional on- and off-field look by offering a wide range of top-of-the-line apparel. We also strive to assist clubs in elevating their fan base with a great range of fan gear and supporters merchandise for your team. Stampede Sports are now also providing sporting clubs with further opportunities to amplify their home field advantage with custom on-field logos and artwork. Be your team's logo or a special logo, we are a one-stop shop of on-field logos. So to remind the scores of the previous two games,
Could the game clock
Stingrays
operator
Ravens
please reset the
are
clock
up
to
20
1 minute,
8
28
over the,
seconds?
the Ravens,
1,
the
2,
men's
8.
At the resounding 63-6 over the Ravens. Apologies there, talking over the referees. The early game, women's Stingrays defeated the Ravens 20 points to 8. The Stingrays men had a resounding win of 63-6 over the Ravens men. And so far, the score in this game sits as 26-6 over the Spartans. Ball is fumbled and recovered by the Stingrays. That should be it.
Yeah.
Simple kneel out should finish this game.
Yeah, the Spartans can't stop the clock too many more times here.
Maybe a run play or two, but this should be the possession. And it's timeout taken by the Spartans there. They're looking together their thoughts. They're going to keep on
Timeout.
trying, and that's
Spartans.
that's fantastic to see from
That's
the
their
Spartan
second.
head coach by Matt Noonan.
Yeah, they're a lot of pride in that Spartans squad. They will not give up until the final whistle. And keep playing no matter what the scoreline is. I think we're ruled that it's not actually a fumble. I think they're ruling him down. So they still have the ball here. I was wondering why they took the timeout. They still actually have the ball.
Oh, so what? The Spartan recovery on that, was it?
I think they're ruling it was down before the ball came out.
They're getting we're going to hear that by the head referee, Dave Hawkins here. They're going to review the last play.
No, I think the ball clearly comes out before he goes down.
The ruling on the field was down by contact. This play is under further review.
So Dave Hawkinson saying that the official ruling is down by contact, so the Spartans had possession, hence why they called the timeout, but they're just reviewing that now. Now, it doesn't have to be completely displaced. It has to just start coming out before he hits the ground. Now, we were confident that replay suggests possibly otherwise.
Yeah, number 73 there. He's got his arm in and managed to get it on the ball, and the ball has completely come out before he's hit the ground there, as far as I'm concerned. I think this is going to be Stingray's ball.
Just looking at that again, taking another look here, and there's no doubts about the recovery. And referee David Hodkinson getting the final course.
After review, the call on the field is reversed. It'll be Gold Coast ball on the Spartans' 43-yard line, first down.
So there it is, the call's overturned, the fumble is active, and the Stingrays recover. So as I was saying initially, this first down with perhaps one more carry might be enough to seal this game into Neil territory, and of course they call that the victory formation for a reason.
Yes, it's something you don't practice much, but it's very nice when you get to forming it. I think they're just making sure they get the right spot here. I think they've got it on the wrong side of halfway, which is always tricky.
Yeah, they're moving that now.
Yep. They had it on the 43, they just didn't realise they had it on the wrong 43.
Ah, potato, huh?
Yeah, at this stage it's not a huge deal, but officials like to be pedantic about these sorts of things, and who can blame them, really?
I love how they moved it on halfway. So meet somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. If officials aren't going to be official, then who is?
And there it is, the kneel down. We've got a couple more of those, and we can officially let the crowd and teams go wild.
I think we've got one final kneel here, and this game will be over very, very shortly.
40 seconds now. One more play should signal for the end there. You can see the sidelines and the crowd's ready to celebrate it now. We're just waiting for formalities.
My apologies, I thought they had enough on that final kneel. I'll need one more because they're just running about a second difference between the play clock and the game clock.
"15 seconds remaining. We're just waiting for the ball to be raised. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that is the end. The Gold Coast Stingrays, they've done it. Their Colts have made sure this is a Stingray sweep. The Stingrays owning all championships in all 3 divisions. Congratulations, the Gold Coast Colts defeating the Spartans with a score of 26-6.
Yeah, congratulations to the Stingrays. Their first win in the Colts or juniors since 2008. A big effort, especially after the disappointment of last year.
So I'll say my thank you, my colour commentators. You cover it.
Yeah. We just teams to line up their goals, getting themselves ready to, but very respectful, going to shake the hands and then celebrate. The teams move now to the 50.
We were flipping between John and Ben.
Interesting.
Just lots of GQ members and
All 3, yeah, I was noticing that. It
helping
was on
out.
Napiers, yeah.
Made this day very, very enjoyable, extraordinarily well run, and a credit to the league and to everyone who helped out.
Waiting for formalities to happen here at the club. The Gold Coast Stingrays just doing their final cheers. The Spartans doing the same. We've done it. The Gold Coast Stingrays have done it. They've managed to make it a clean sweep. Interesting fact out of there: 3 Tammys throughout 3 divisions. We had Tammy, Dylan, and also Connor in the Colts division here, wrapping up 3 Sunbowl or Summer Bowl championships for the Napier family. So I'm not sure if that's been done before. So plenty of firsts happening here today as we're hearing the Stingray chants coming on and the Spartans coming to the sideline. But a fantastic effort here for the Gold Coast Stingrays organization, and they'll be very proud. I'm sure if Craig's around, he'd be very happy to say so, but he's a man of few words. So we're going to start off formalities soon here, but we'll let you enjoy the view of the Stingrays coming through now. All right. Just going to start the, don't know if I'm coming through loud and clear. All right, so. Testing. Not coming through out here. All right, here we go. Not sure if we're being heard here out in the thing. Oh, we're not hearing. Oh, there we go. We can hear us out in the field now. So first off, we're going to start formalities by inviting Head coach, runner-up, the Sunshine Coast Spartans. Coach Noonan, if I could catch up here. Noonan. Coach, it was a hard gig. You had a season under rating championships. Knew it was going to be a close game, a tough game. They gave it to you tonight. How do you feel about your boys' performances?
Oh, look, we put in a solid effort and we were just outplayed today. All credit to the Stingrays. We played our hearts out and just got beaten by a better team. So well done, guys. Congratulations.
Coach Noonan, head coach of the Sunshine Coast Spartans. Runners up here in the Sunbowl here for 2015. And you've already won your MVP, get off the field. So can I get the captains of the Gold Coast Stingrays Colts coming up here to get the medallions of their players? Only the one captain. John, a fantastic game by you today. We were worried about whether you're going to be coming in. You had to deal with the injury in the playoffs, but you came in and you played a heck of a game today, using your feet and your arm really well today. How do you feel?
Good. Congratulations, state championship.
Just want to get the medallions off your thing. You can distribute that with your players here. John Kari, the captain here of the Gold Coast Stingrays. Of course, the next one up here is the MVP, and I'll tell you this, in the booth, it was one of the most difficult decisions we've had to make, mainly because it was between two brothers who were constantly making plays for their team. Ultimately, it came down to a Kari by the name of Ben. Mate, obviously, we just had your brother up here, and he obviously played a hell of a game too. All at the backfield, you had...
It was just great. The Spartans put up a fight the whole game. Our team was great as well.
Ben Kari, a 2015 Colts MVP. And of course, we've got one final piece of silverware to hand out here for tonight, not just this game. If I could get Coach Nguyen. Take this trophy, Coach. Did you want to say anything, or do you just want to hold that trophy up? Congratulations, your 2015 Colts Sunbowl champions. Guys, that pretty much ends our formalities for today. If you liked your photos, I see most of you are taking advantage of now. Commiserations to our Spartans, but that pretty much signals the end. One final applause, your 2015 Colts Championships, the Gold Coast Stingrays. What are they saying?
We've got Chintzy medals.
And just to say, guys, appreciate you, everyone who's come down, particularly anyone who stuck it out for all three games there. Thank you for coming. Summer Bowl Championship here in 2015. So a big thank you to all of you. That ends festivities. Finish your photos, and thank you for coming.
Ready! Stingrays, are you ready? Boom, we are ready! What's the time? Game time! What's the time? Game time! 1, 2, 3! Run! 3, 2, 1! Run! Stingray, right on 3! 1, 2, 3! Stingray, run! Photo, boys, photo time! Come on! Photos! Hey, boys, photos! Photos! John! Hello! Boys up the front. Hey, cut. Get me in front. Let's go. Give me the fucking trophy. Oh, now we can't see the trophy, John. Come on. Thrust it on his head. Hold it, John. Hold the trophy. Hold it, John. Hold it. Give us the one, boys. Right, how many Sunbowls and Summer Bowls did we win today? 3!
So there it is, the pictures of the Sunbowl Colts winning Gold Coast Stingrays. That's going to wrap it up for the live stream. Appreciate everyone who's been watching today, starting at 12:30 with the women's, the men's, and now the Colts here. Appreciate Paul Mills and his crew from Hockey Zone for putting out a beautiful performance here. But for the final time in 2015 for Gridiron Queensland, and before I say that, thank you for my colour commentator Phil Levis, earlier Steve Box and Pete Farrar. But now for the final time for 2015 for Gridiron Queensland, signing off, Kenny Andres.